All right, now we're recording this for the tubes. The tubes. Tubes. I'll edit that out, hopefully. All right, 3, 2, 1. Ooh.
Hello, welcome back.
So spontaneous. Episode 3, back again.
4. We're on episode 4.
I'm not counting the first one as our first episode.
That was like the trailer.
That was like a little prologue, like a little, hey, this is what we're going to get into. Okay. And then the first one we started like first episode, kind of saying.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Or wait, I don't know, maybe I just got them off and this is, oh no, it is episode 4.
Come on.
I'm stupid. It is episode 4. Episode 4, back again. I'm really proud of us, dude. We've been doing pretty well.
We've been good every week, consistent.
Yeah, and it's been a week. How's your whole week been? Tell everyone what you've been up to for this past week.
It's been good. Halloween was this weekend, which was less eventful than I thought, but I feel like overall it was really good.
What did you do for Halloween?
For Halloween, I actually went over to my family's house and we did a whole drinking, food, while passing out candy.
Did you get a lot of trick-or-treaters?
No, that's why I was like,
huh.
I don't know. Did
you live out there though, fam.
Yeah.
You live far as fuck. Well, I went and hung out with one of my friends from work, and we just all kind of drank, hung out, played Monopoly.
Fun.
That was actually really fun. It had been such a long time since I've played Monopoly. Holy fucking shit. I had such a good time, and I genuinely forgot how competitive and what the fuck that game actually does to people.
I found out that I have been playing that game wrong my whole life.
What do you mean?
Something about how you if you land on the space, you have to auction it off. It's not an option. Someone has to buy it or something. If you read, I don't know. I saw a post the other day that was you've probably been playing Monopoly wrong. And then they went into a whole detail about it.
Probably, though, dude.
Because normally if you pass over it, I'm no, I don't want to buy that. And then we just keep playing. But it, in the rules, it says that someone has to buy it.
Oh, you have to buy everything you land on?
Not you, but someone does. If anyone lands on, pretty much any time you land on something, someone that's playing has to buy it, or it gets auctioned. I don't know.
Wait a minute, because let me tell you, if that's the fucking case, man, I mean, but that's the thing. Everyone buys everything that they land on anyways. That's just kind of everyone's mindset. Yeah. Is you need to grab up the property as fast as you can before someone else takes that shit.
It's been so long since I've played, I don't even remember the rules.
Dude, I want to play. I'm can we just quit this shit and go play Monopoly right now? Show's over. Thanks for tuning in for 2 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be back after the Monopoly.
It was actually really fun to just play some board games. It's been a while, and we played some card games too. And you don't do that often, so it was it was a really good time. I had a lot of fun.
Did you ever play the game Sorry?
Yes, of course, man. That was a banger game with the little
I was always the
popper
villains.
in the middle.
Mm-hmm. No.
Wait.
No.
Oh, Sorry was with
Trouble. Where
Trouble was in the middle. Poppers was the Poppers. Sorry's was the the
Sorry's
little
the one it's it looks like a Monopoly board, but your
characters are a little triangle things.
Yeah, and you have to get around the board, and when you draw cards, there's a Sorry card, and then you can kick somebody out of their space and take over their space.
Why do I feel like I remember this?
It was such a good game. It was my favorite. I was always the villains.
I want to play. See, now I'm I want to go get those games. There was this one game I was playing. Fuck, I'm not going to be able to remember the name, but I don't know. I'm just going to have to bring it in. They've made so many new cool games now, honestly. They're whatchamacallit, card games. The What Do You Meme game. I want to play that. So much fun playing that game. It is so fucking funny. And then I saw another game. I don't remember what it was called. Fuck. I'm getting aggressive for no reason. There's no reason to get this aggressive.
Hyper aggressive over board games right now.
But it was, oh no, I saw it on TikTok. I saved it. It was God, I don't know what it's called. But on one side of the card, it's just a bunch of random like words put together, and then you're supposed to say it out loud and try to guess what the actual like
Oh,
saying
okay.
is on the other
Yeah, like
side.
you say it fast and then it turns it into like a little phrase or something.
Yep, and then like you have to try
I
to
know what
get
you're
what that
talking about.
phrase is. It sounded the video was funny as fuck. So I'm just like, damn, mix that with some drinking, out with some good friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're gonna have the time of your fucking life doing that shit and playing that game. So, Sarah, if you want to know what you want to get me for Christmas, is coming.
The
Black
meme.
Friday is right around the corner.
Meme game. Dude, Black Friday sales are already starting. I feel like they start them
I,
earlier and earlier
dude,
every year.
I've seen so many like signs. Or I just went to Walmart today, and I was walking in. It was like, oh, members can go on to like Walmart.com and get earlier like access to Black Friday deals. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
dude, we just got into the month of November. Why are we talking about fucking Black Friday?
You
I have
can
not saved up yet.
you can even get stuff like I know Costco has a deal or something where they have like a 30-day money back or something. So like if you buy an item and then the price goes down for Black Friday, like you can buy it now and then once the sale comes out for Black Friday, you can go in there and be like, "Yo, this is what the price is now. Give me like a refund for what I overpaid." And they'll give you, I think it's like a gift card, but still.
Man, that's gonna cause so much shit. And think about like how much traffic already like the
Mhm.
holidays bring into a store, and now you're just giving more people more options to come back into the store during an already busy time.
For real.
And that makes me want to just like punch everyone in the fucking head because I'm
Mhm.
like, that's such a dumb idea. Like, especially during the holidays, that's when it
That's like the
should
worst
be.
time to do it.
That's especially when it should be like, okay, no refunds, none of this, none of that. Like, get your shit and get the fuck out of here. We got so many people going
Mhm.
like through these doors. We don't have time to be dealing with your bullshit
I
right
could
now.
not be doing retail seasonal. I would not do it.
That is one thing I am so grateful I never got into and I never will get into. And I am sorry to all the people that do retail because that seems like the worst fucking job on the planet. Like, the worst fucking job. And I would never want that.
Mm-mm.
I'm sorry.
No,
That
it sounds terrible.
the only thing that I could think of will be like worse than that would be working at Discover sitting at a desk. That was terrible. That was like I had signed into like my own grave. That shit freaked me out. I was so scared because I saw so many people that kind of look like me but were like
Old.
fat and old. And I was just like, oh my God, and
You had a
am I looking
flash
at my
to the
future? Like,
future.
this is going to be me if I stay here. Like, all of my hopes and dreams are just going to go right out the fucking window. And I was like, I need to get the fuck out of
You're
here.
gonna eat them all at your desk and get fat and old.
Oh my God. Like, they have this stupid saying. They're like, oh yeah, it's the Discover 15. Like, you're going to gain 15 pounds when you get there. And they're not fucking joking, dude. Like, they offer you so much free fucking food. They have like so many like snack corners to go buy fucking snacks. I would go in and like buy a whatchamacallit, a bag, like a share size bag of Skittles at the beginning of my shift and pound it the entire shift. So like 8 hours, go through a whole bag. And every day I would fucking buy a new bag of Skittles, and that was just my treat. Like, cause I'd sit there on the phones and like,
That was your gift to yourself for being there all day.
well, and then it was just like, it's easy to sit and eat at my desk, and if I get a call, I can just like shove it to the side of my mouth and then like continue on. But I was eating so many fucking Skittles. I was eating so much like bad shit. They had nachos, hot dogs, pizza. They'd bring in tacos, everything,
It's that
man.
like bored. There's nothing better to do.
That's
Eating.
like, yeah, that's all they have to look forward
Yeah.
to is like
What
these foods.
what am I gonna eat today?
I feel bad. I'm like, man, get the fuck out of there. Get the fuck out of there.
Abort mission. Get out while you can, people.
Well, let's kind of get into these great fun topics that we have today. I want you to take it away, Sarah.
Okay, I'm gonna start it off with my girl Rihanna. We all love Rihanna. We all know Rihanna. If you don't know who Rihanna is,
You live
I'm
under
sorry
a rock.
For you. I'm very sorry for you. Whoa.
Go ahead.
Anyway, sorry, I was waiting to see. So, on TikTok, and I feel like on Instagram I've maybe seen it too, in the last few months, I've been seeing people posting about Rihanna, like, is she making a comeback? Like, where's she at? Is she making a new album? And I just don't know. I'm like, is it rumor? Like, are people trying to, like, get her to come out and say something? But I would be down for a new Rihanna album.
So what I have heard about the situation about the album, because I actually just recently looked into this shit too, because I was like, bitch, she had said an album was going to come out like 3 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and that shit still isn't here. But from what I have heard, actually, is that she's working on a Jamaican style album. And so
Okay.
something is in the works
I
and
think I
something
maybe heard
is
that too.
coming.
That sounds familiar.
So I'm actually really excited. I'm like, damn.
But when? That's my thing. I'm like, it's been talking about it for so long.
Well, and my thing too, and Rihanna's not the only one I worried about. I kind of worried about it with like Ariana Grande and like a lot of artists. But I think like sometimes they come out with such a great album and then they take so long to come out with another album. I'm just like,
Mm-hmm.
damn, now there's so much pressure for this one
That's
album to
true.
be amazing.
That's true. Her last album was 2016.
So that's what I'm saying. It's been so long. And Anti was such a great album too. Like,
Mm-hmm.
not only like it was just an okay, like, yeah, they had a couple good songs, like one or two hit the radio and then everyone knew, like, didn't
No, it
really know
was a
the album.
bop. The whole
Everyone
album.
knew every single song off the album and it still gets played to this day. And all these songs are just still hit now.
Mm-hmm.
And so now I'm like, damn, she's kind of got like a lot to come back to. You know what I'm
Yeah, she has to
saying?
try to
Like,
top it, which it's not
can
gonna
you top
happen.
an album
No,
so great? Because personally, I think Ariana Grande's newest album that she just came out with, what's it called? Do you know what it's called? I don't know what
not
it's
off the
called.
top of my head. No.
See? I don't think that was like
Mm-mm.
better than her Thank You Next album.
Mm-mm.
Or is that what it's called?
Is that the newest one?
Not
Thank
the
you.
newest
Next.
called. No. I'm getting confused. Anyways, the newest album that just came out isn't as great as her other one that had previously came out. You know what I'm talking about? You
Yes.
know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying. But yeah, and I just like obviously she was going through a lot more shit in her life that like made her like write deeper stuff that like people connected with more.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also like, man, like you made a phenomenal album and it
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's just hard to top that. And maybe it'll take a couple years until we get something as
Yeah.
good as that.
See, that's why I'm a little scared. I'm like, I don't want them to rush it and it not be good, because that would be, terrible. I mean, everybody's
Yeah.
gonna listen to it anyway, but it's like if
Oh,
it
dude.
comes out and it's not good, I will cry.
At this point now too, like it has been so long and Rihanna has made such a name for herself. Like she could literally like post an out like release an album of just like an hour long of her queefing and it'll hit like fucking
Chart
records.
topper.
Records, dude. Like this she's phenomenal. So she would it wouldn't be an issue. But like I'm actually really excited. And I have heard like some more shit coming out about that, so I'm like pretty excited to see if that's actually gonna
Mm-hmm.
happen and when that's gonna happen and hopefully really fucking soon, man. I'm tired of waiting and
I'm
I'm
just
tired
ready
of
for
spectating.
some, like, the artists
Speculating.
that we grew up listening to. I'm ready for new stuff. Like, we need new stuff.
See, and that's the thing is now they've done it, they've made their like name in the game and they don't need
I
it.
know,
They
we're
have their
old
money. They
now.
don't need to
We're
be fucking
old.
around with music anymore. No,
We've crossed over. We're not in the, like,
we're
newest
adults.
generation of music.
Yes,
That's what I mean.
that is very true. Ow. I kind of wanna. Ooh, I have such a funny story to tell you. Um, the other day I went to Culver's, and
Shout out Culver's.
oh gosh, their buffalo chicken strips just
Mm.
made me wet. Like there's no other explanation.
They just
for
do
'em.
it different, and they do it so well with the chicken.
I literally had a whole ass dinner, but now we're talking about this, and I'm like, can we
I could fuck up some Culver's.
skedaddle? And I did smack some buffalo chicken tenders.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, we pull up to the drive-thru and we're like waiting in line, and the lady was all like, "Oh, wait, like give me a second, like I'll get to your order in a second or whatever." So we're like, "Okay, cool, no worries." And then she obviously like forgot to mute her mic, but you heard her. She goes, "I fucking hate drive-thru," And I started dying. I just started
Oh
laughing
no.
so fucking hard. I was like, "Girl, same. I feel you." Like I used to work at McDonald's at one point, and I always had to work the drive-thru, and that shit fucking sucked. Like she was right. That shit was the worst. And I was dying laughing, and I'm pretty sure she heard because when she came back, she was like laughing, like kind of like that nervous laugh. So I was like, "Oh, bitch, you got caught." But that made me think because I was like, damn, like that little slip up happened in front of me. So I was like, oh, it's whatever. I thought it was funny. Like it wasn't a big
But
deal.
what if it was someone else?
Dude, it could have been
Mm-hmm.
somebody else and they could have like taken that shit to heart for some fucking reason. Like
Just
people are
people are
psycho.
crazy.
Oh, yeah. And somebody would have been like, they told me that I fucking suck. And it's like, no, that's not really what they fucking said. They're like, they fucking hate me.
Give
And
me my meal for free. I'm out of
oh,
here.
dude,
Some
like,
crazy
yeah, like,
shit.
I want my meal for free. I want my next meal for free. I want you to, like,
A
give me your first
lifetime
fucking
gift
born
card.
and your
Born.
left toe. Like, these old people are, because they're old, man. They're psycho.
It's the Karens and the fucking Wades and just the oldies.
It's rough. And I'm like, the last thing I need to do is come up in there and like cause you extra trouble when
Mm-hmm.
you already got to be dealing with so much shit. One time I went to fucking McDonald's and I don't like go there often, but when I do, it's like I'm craving chicken nuggets. I'm craving a hot and spicy. Like I'm craving this shit. So I was craving a hot and spicy, and I like my hot and spicy with no lettuce, mayo, but I like to add bacon, cheese, and pickles.
That
It's
sounds good.
very good. And then I get a side of buffalo sauce and I put that shit on top. It fucking slaps. Delish. Anywho, I go and I order through the lady and I tell her what I want and she puts it in correctly. Like I looked at the screen, it was right. I looked at the receipt, it was right. She got that shit right. And then I get to the window and like I don't know, usually like I get the burger and
You
I
could
can just
just
kind of
tell
feel
by
it.
feeling it. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I went and kind of grabbed it. And I don't know if they just use like extra wrapping or whatnot, but it felt right. I was like, oh, cool. Nice thickness to it. Let's dip the fuck out. I get home. I have a bun, lettuce, mayo, cheese, bacon, pickles, no hot and spicy, and then the top bun. And I was like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Like, and that's the thing is like, I unveiled it piece by piece too. Like I don't know how it happened, but I was just like I like lifted the top on and looked at it first without looking down, and I was like, oh man, that kind of fucking sucks. But I was
You
like,
just
oh
kept
well,
going. You were like,
because like in my head I started processing that and trying to get over it because I had already been home, and I'm like, well, all right, tell myself that I don't need to fucking go back.
I'm that
So I was like,
bitch.
all
I
right,
always check it. I like
usually,
when
man.
I get the food from the window and I pull up so that the person behind me can get their order, but while they're getting their order, I will put my shit back in park and make sure that my food's right because that's happened to me one too many times.
See, and I don't know. Usually I do, but I was just like, nah. It's good. It's good. I come to this McDonald's all the time. They're like on point. So I was like, okay, fuck. So I looked at the bun, just the bun, and I was like, okay, well, I'll just toss the bun and I won't use the bun. Like, no big deal. Like, it's only the top part. And then I look down, and all I see are toppings, and so I kind of like peel those back, and there's nothing else. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? So like, obviously, it's the only thing I fucking ordered, and that's my dinner. So I have to go back. So I'm like, get in the car, drive back, and I just like walk up inside, and I go in there, and I go, I'm just like standing there
You're just
quietly
holding
with my
it.
food. I'm just like holding the bag because I got French fries, and now I'm
Oh,
like,
okay.
I've driven home,
You
driven
want new
back, and
ones?
waited. I want new fries too. Like, not to be a dick, but like they're cold, and I want
Yeah.
new ones. So I'm just like sitting there holding my little bag, like just waiting, and then eventually like somebody comes to the front because nobody's at the front. It's like late, and they come up, and I'm like, hey, so this is what happened, and they like come with the manager, and I was like kind of explained to her what happened, and she goes, are you serious? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, oh my fucking God. And I was like, I just kind of started laughing. And I was like, it's like no biggie. Could I just get it remade, please? And she just like looked at me like, just in shock about how this shit could fucking
Oh my
happen.
god.
Dude, it came out fast as fuck. And that's the thing, I'm like, it's just a fucking accident. Like, whether it be some asshole, like, kid that's, like, doing it on purpose,
Uh-huh.
like, everyone else is not responsible for it, you know? Like, it's just what it is, what
Well,
it
and I
is.
hate those people. I'm going back on like the people that flip out. I hate when people freak out when that happens and they like cause a whole scene. It's like just go in there and be nice and they'll fix it. Like you don't have to be crazy.
Well, but that's one thing that kind of pisses me off, though, because you can go in and be super nice and they'll fix it, but they'll just fix it. As where if like you go in and you be an asshole and you be a
Cause a
dick and you cause
scene.
a scene,
Yeah.
you're gonna get it fixed. You're gonna get your fucking money back, and you're
Yeah.
gonna get like fucking comps for like the next
And you're
time you
gonna go
come in.
viral because somebody's gonna record that shit.
And it just kind of pisses me off, and I'm like,
No,
man,
it's annoying for
that was
sure.
always one of like the things that I was like, I have power. When I did drive through at McDonald's, I would like, because I did the like second window where I'd give people their food and their drinks. And sometimes people would come up and they'd be fucking assholes and they'd be like, oh, I want a drink. Like, I want to add an extra one. So I'd be like, fine, that's $1.09. And I'd go in and make sure like they paid that stupid shit. I would be an asshole and like, it was like in the like McDonald's thing where like they don't have to charge you for softs, but they can.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you like get an excessive amount, they can, but like they don't have to. So I was like, oh, if you're a dick and you want an excessive amount, I'm gonna charge you. If you like want an extra ice cream cone when you come to the window, I'm gonna fucking charge you for that shit, and I don't care if it takes a line up. But I would get so many people who like I could tell they're like either having a bad day and they're like really like trying to hustle, or like they were just super nice and they'd be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, I forgot a drink or like ice cream or whatever, and I'd get it all for them and I'd be like, don't fucking worry about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's the one thing, because I'm like, I know I'll give the nice people shit, but I like these assholes get too much free shit, and they get it because they act like assholes, and then they go, wow, I can act
And
like
no
this.
one like puts them in their place because you can't like the customer's always right. You can't
It's
say
like bullshit.
anything. Yeah, I'm like
Bullshit.
no, you're wrong. Calm down and stop making a scene and making yourself look like an idiot.
Because it's never, no, yeah. So that was always like my one thing. I was like, I can give all the nice people things, and I can force the people who are assholes to pay. And it was like, it was $1.
You
It's
got
all
all that
little
power.
things, but it made me feel good.
Uh-huh.
At the end of the day, like I was doing something good for my community. Also, too, while I was working at McDonald's, holy shit, I realized how many fucking people are here in this world. I'd work like an 8-hour shift, 5 days a week, and we would be packed the entire time, like full drive through. And I would never, like, a handful of people twice, but I'd never see the same people twice. And I'm like, we are way too fucking busy for me to, like, not see more people like multiple times.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like, damn. It really kind of shows like how fucking big this place is.
And how you don't really know any. I mean, like those people could, like if you're working somewhere that's close to your house, like that person could be your neighbor, like 2 houses down, and you have no idea.
And you have no idea. And they just be strolling through your fucking McDonald's all the time. There was this group of old people that would come in Saturday and Sunday mornings at 6 a.m. And, well, no, they would get there at like 5:45. I got to work at 6 a.m. and they were already all sitting and chilling.
Waiting, they camping out.
Well, we were open 24 hours.
Oh,
so they
that's
already
right.
had their table. They were already chilling. I just came in after them. And they were really nice. They'd come in, they'd all get black coffee. And then, like, at 6 in the morning, they would get, like, a sausage McMuffin, something small, and then hang out. And then lunchtime would come around. They'd get lunch. And then usually leave by, like, noon. And honestly, like, they were really cool people. Super nice. They didn't really ask for much. But on the holidays, they would bring us, like, baskets. Sometimes they'd bring us donuts. They would,
Oh.
like, bring us little treats. During the holiday, like, during Christmas time was awesome because they would always bring, like, Christmas cookies, Christmas, like, candies, all whole bunch of shit. And so, like, they made up for their shit, and they really were super cool, like, and super easy. And I was like, those were the cool people that I fucked with. And I had this one lady that would come in. It was like every like Saturday or Sunday, and she'd always get one coffee and with like the same amount of creamer, same amount of sugar, and she would always tip me $1. And she was like an old little lady, and so I'd always just like take it because I'm like, you know how old ladies are with them like giving money,
They're
like
so
that's something for
nice.
her. And I was like, it's
She's-
one
yeah.
fucking dollar, like it's not a big deal. So I'd be like, thanks, like, cool. And it was just like those cool people made it cool. But I don't know. I just like that's it on that one. Ooh, I have started watching Supernatural, and like let me tell you, I'd watched kind of the show very vaguely.
Like random
Yeah,
episodes.
my dad was super into it like growing up, so he watched the show like all the time. And so if he had it on, we would watch it. If he didn't have it on, then we weren't fucking watching it. So whatever episode he was on, we were on. Well, I started watching this with one of my friends, and because he's super into it, and I've actually like now gone into it, and I'm like, oh fuck, I'm falling into a loop.
It's such a good show. I think I watched it, I would say like 2 or 3 years ago, and I actually started it from the beginning, watched, I think I got to like season 6 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And it just kind of, it trickled out for me. I lost interest a little bit. I'm sorry, Supernatural.
Well, like right now, I think that's what's really funny. So like I'm on just the start of season 2. I just finished season 1, and one I just laugh at like one how fucking fake it looks now. Like
Yeah.
back like when I was a kiddo and I was like watching with my dad, that shit was scary as fuck. You know, like honestly. But now I'm just like, damn, all this shit looks fake as fuck. And honestly, I think it's so funny that every single episode, it's all the same. It's like some hot like girl is gonna come in and Dean's gonna be like, oh hey, and she's gonna be involved somehow, and then they're gonna have this like weird sexual like thing, and then it's not gonna work out because he's a bad boy and he's also like a hunter. So then they're like, oh no, it's never gonna work out, and then they're gonna like have sex somewhere along the line, and then she's gonna be just cool with him dipping, and then next episode, and then it's all gonna
Sam's
happen
also
again.
there.
Yeah. And then Sam's there. That's exactly what it is.
He also is there.
And he's just like smiling awkwardly in the background. Like that's what every episode is, man. Like take away the fucking supernatural shit. I'm just like, okay, like
it was like
I'm
a different
kinda getting over
supernatural
that.
thing, but just that's the plot of
every
the show.
every episode of season 1 is the same thing. Just different creatures they're fighting. But I mean, besides that, it is really good, and I'm actually like, now I'm like getting kind of excited to get into the later seasons, trying to get more into like the storyline part of the show. Because I was actually saying this earlier. I like shows like that kind of start more like, how do you call it, episodic, where
And
it's
then they develop
more like,
into like a storyline.
yeah, you don't have to watch every single one to really
for
like
sure. The
get it.
First 2 seasons, I feel like you could start any episode.
Yeah, and
and
it's
not
just
have
more
to know
about
what's
like
happening.
what creature they're fighting, you know, and like they'll tell you all about it. So it's not like I mean, besides the like one main demon that killed their mom, but then you get that in the recap every single episode. So I mean, like you get to know what's happening, and then it is until like the later seasons where they really start like developing a storyline and something to like get into and feed into. But when it comes to that stuff, I'm like, okay, that's actually a really smart move, because now they've created like a
dragging
huge
you
fan
in.
base. Yeah. You've now been like, oh well, I like these little like
You already like the
supernatural,
characters,
yeah.
and then now you're like, okay.
Now
we're
they
going
actually have a
somewhere.
purpose.
Yeah.
They're actually like doing some
Yeah.
shit.
I would be down to get into it again. How many seasons are there?
I don't
Like
know.
8 or 9?
I don't know. I don't know. But dude, it was really good. Maybe okay, so I'm super excited because next week is going to be the official Real Housewife of Beverly Hills episode where Sarah and I are going to break down pretty much everything that happened in the season.
We're going to get into it.
We'll kind of discuss during the week whether it should be if we should do like a whole separate Erica Jane episode and the lawsuits, or maybe just kind of tie that all in together and just do like one long episode. We'll get into that later, because I feel like that has to do some thinking and like research.
Yeah.
Anywho, but like usually the way we do it is she'll come over, we'll record, watch Real Housewives. But she was like, hey, we should watch Real Housewives 4 and then talk about it this week, you know, fresh. And I was like, that's actually a pretty good idea. I like the sound of that. And then we go on, and Bravo has it, so like right when it's done airing, it's right on Bravo. And we've been doing this
Every week.
for the entire season. Like this has been what we've been doing.
Like on schedule, it's every single week we're doing it. No
So
problems.
you mean to tell me on the final part of the reunion, supposedly like the juiciest bit of this fucking reunion, now it's just not going to be on there? And it
It's
wasn't
just
like,
Bravo, I think. Bravo just sucks.
can I just ask how, like, a giant corporation, giant fucking TV network has such a shitty app? Like, and it's not like it's just on Xbox. It's a shitty app on Xbox. It's a shitty app on a smart TV. It's a shitty app on the phone.
It just sucks.
It's a shitty app, shitty website in general, in whole. And I'm like, damn, everyone's pushing online now. Everyone's pushing, like, go to these streaming sites, go to this, go to that. How are you going to push that when your fucking website is ass? And literally, we'll be watching a show and try to pause it, and it just won't fucking pause.
They just need
Won't
to
fucking
do a
pause.
revamp
Buzzes,
and get it
buzzes,
together.
buffers like shit.
Yeah, it
It
just
makes
sucks.
me mad.
It sucks.
And so we're like over here finishing this episode of Supernatural, and we're gonna be like, cool, we're gonna get into the fucking
Real Housewives episode.
reunion.
Mhm.
And it's like 9:15, so it's like, cool, this shit should have came out 15 minutes ago, and then boom,
Nothing.
still nothing.
It's not even there.
So that's why I was like, we should just do like some deep ass like shit, get everyone caught up with everything that we know and our opinions, and we'll just make a huge ass episode of it.
Yeah,
you know,
we're gonna go back. We're gonna watch everything and bring it to you guys next week.
Let's take a little break here. We're at 30-minute mark. We're about halfway through here. Halfway there. Okay, we're gonna take a little break, and then we will be right. Find the pause button. Back. All right, hell yeah, brother. Okay, Sarah, we're still streaming. I'm gonna go over to the corner and smoke. You just talk in case there's people
They're not here anymore. They gave up on us.
Maybe, you don't know, but maybe other people jump in.
Okay, if you're still here, we can answer your questions now.
Yeah, see what's on there.
Nothing. We have 0 viewers.
What's this moving?
It says that that's how many points we need to get to the next achievement. We have 0 out of that many points.
Oh, that's okay. I got a joiner.
But they're not there. Oh, 0. They're not there anymore. They joined and left.
I feel like I've seen this thing move around a couple times. Nobody's joined the whole time?
Just the one person. This thing just keeps moving.
Yeah, well, we'll leave it there just in case. Now we got
Whatever.
people over here.
I need to take a sip of this water, though. I can't believe we've been talking for 30 minutes already.
See, I'm like, it's going good.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I don't know what the fuck. I'm gonna have to figure this out because this lag is not welcome. Plus, I want my phone back, so I gotta get a camera. I gotta get something.
I like this vibe, though. Of
Me
the
too.
falling stuff,
the little,
I'm
like,
down
green
for it.
stuff. Like, this is fun. And I'm like, that's why I figured too. Also, too, I was like, it was cool that we got like a couple. Hang on, what store are you in? Hello? Yep, amen. So they were obviously like replying to our
Yeah,
stuff.
what we were saying. I think it was when we were talking about Culver's that they kind of popped in.
So I was like, 2 people just started messaging right away. And they're like, hang on, what store are you in? We're not in a store.
Yeah, what about this background is a store? I don't understand.
We're at my home.
Welcome to my home. I don't live here.
No, you don't. I live here. Where's my chair?
I have my own home.
Oh, look. My chair's like, oh no, it's not. It's like invisible. It's because it's the clear
It's
plastic,
clear.
baby.
It's a clear chair.
Clear plastic, baby. Hell yeah, baby.
Hey, brother. There's an endless road to rediscover. Oh.
What?
Apparently I sent a payment confirmation to my email instead of my work email today at work. Like, literally, this is just someone's payment
Oh my god, I'm
information.
I feel like you shouldn't have that. No?
Dude, I could be fucking around so much at work, but, like, they would probably find out it's me. Like, I see
dead people.
20 plus routing banking account numbers a day for people's accounts.
That's actually a lot.
It's a lot, and, like, I don't know, it's crazy. Like, I could totally just, like, sign up for shit with people's, like, I could pay my rent with someone's account if I wanted to, but I'm not going to.
Sarah's gonna be committing some fraud.
I'm not going to, I'm just saying I could, but they would totally find out about it. There's only 2 people in my whole department, and I'm one of them.
Yeah, tell him Patty did it. It's all her.
Dude, I should set it up to where it's like after she retires, so I could just blame it on her, and then she's not there anymore.
They like hunt her down, take her to jail, and like arrest her. After
They like tackle her at the fucking
bitch
batches.
fucking arrested.
No,
she's like, oh, finally retirement. You're going to prison, bitch.
My God. No, she's pretty chill. She told me that I can use my sick time whenever. She's like, don't just call out. She's like, you tell me when you want to be sick, and then we can just plan it. I'm like, okay.
We were like, what if it's like a day thing, and like something pops up, and I just like need the day?
Well, yeah, then I mean, that's probably fine. But I'm like, I think she thinks I'm going to take it all at one time, because I have like 23 hours or something. So that's like 3 or 4 days worth of working.
Does it doesn't roll over, you said, right?
No, I have to use it. Let me see where I'm at. I think I have one like personal day too. Like I have 8 hours of personal time that I can use, and then my sick time. But I don't know, I'd probably do it in December, honestly. I'm probably not going to do shit in December. Because Patty's been leaving me a lot, and I'm like, bitch, you fucking owe me.
What I would do, Sarah, my mom always does it. I mean, you couldn't because, like, you wouldn't have enough time, or maybe because, like, you have a month extra. My mom takes the week off from Christmas to New Year's.
That's a good idea, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And that's at the end of the month, so it's not like it's going to be busy.
We should put that in.
Well, and see, I don't even have to request, like it's literally just Patty. Like, I just have to be like, yo, Patty, I'm not going to be here this day.
Yo, Patty.
She's like, okay.
Yo, Pats. Call her Patsy Cline.
Patricia!
That's what you should call her. You should call her Patricia, see what she does.
Patrice. Her last name is Marquis, and I call her Marquise. Because that's how it's spelled.
My plant is growing a root.
Hell yeah. I got a pothos plant in my window. It's propagating.
What?
Propagating. That's when you like cut it off the main bitch and you put it in some water.
Anus.
No, propagating.
Oh.
Not prolapse. Propagate.
Oh. Sorry.
It's prolapsing out a root, I guess. If that counts for something. I feel like you have way more room from like your shoulder than
So like, why is it cut off right here? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I'm saying.
So I'm just gonna.
I just was like, why's the water bottle moving? Because I fucking picked it up.
We're Gucci.
Stupid ass bitch.
We're Gucci Poochie, my friend.
Okay.
I just gotta get in here.
Get it right. Get it right.
Get it tight. Tight, baby. Tight.
I feel like we could have talked about the kid games at the beginning. Now I feel like it's weird to like jump back to it. And it's not
the
that
king
interesting.
of broken hearts. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to talk about that.
Then fine, don't talk about it. Don't
I
talk
feel like
about
it just won't
sis.
be like a very long conversation. I'm just going to be like, what the fuck's up with this? And we're going to be like, yeah.
Okay. Are you ready to get back into it?
Yeah, what else you got?
I want to talk about ghost stories. I want to talk about Facebook events, and then we got to get into our would you rather section. We have to get into a lot of it.
Facebook events. I'm not going to know what the fuck's going on.
No, it's just my opinion and like some shit that I've seen. It'll be a little topic.
Okay.
All right, remember 30.56.
Okay.
30.56.
We're back.
3, 2, 1.
We're back. Back and we're better.
Alright, yes, we took a little break, got ourselves all nice and ready for the final part of this show. A few little more topics that we want to get into, because we are still lingering from Halloween, you know? And since I have recently been getting into Supernatural, like I had just said, I kind of want to talk about some ghost stories, you know? I've been kind of in that mood. Like,
Spooky.
I've had a lot of weird paranormal shit happen to me growing up, and I know your ass has something following you. And I
Yeah.
feel like we should kind of get into that, and how you found out about that, and what you think it is, and what's happened to you, and I'll kind of tell them about my experience with it.
I haven't looked anything up in a very long time. This has been, I would say the first time I noticed something was probably like 11 or 12 years old, and I'm going to be 23. So, it's been a while.
Oops.
I don't even know how it really started. I think it was very like slow. Over time, you know, I would just kind of like notice weird little things that would be happening.
Hi, Dobby.
But yeah, I got, you know, like Cody said, he thinks something's following me around, which is probably true.
No. Like, let's not. You're trying to, like, downplay this more than, like, what it is. Like,
I haven't noticed anything in a while. I know what I've told you in the past, but recently I haven't noticed anything.
okay, but we're trying to bring up the past. That's what you need to talk about.
I don't
right now.
necessarily want to bring it up and then it start happening again, though.
Okay, but this is for the show, man. It's
all
for
right,
the show.
fine. Let me go
like,
into.
Let's go into, like, how you had a friend whose aunt or something was a medium, or, like, she knew a medium,
okay,
and
no,
that's
I
how you
forgot about
found
this.
out?
No, okay, I forgot about that, actually. So in high school, one of my friend's moms was a medium. She was very, like, spiritual. Literally, I stayed the night at my friend's house one time, and we woke up, and her mom was, like, dancing naked in the backyard. It was very
What the fuck?
Yeah, she's, like, dancing naked in the backyard.
That's kind of everything. Like, that's mom's giving me everything.
It was good, but I forget what was happening. I was over there for something, and she was talking about one of the people that she had gone over and was like talking to them, obviously doing her medium thing, and just kind of asked me, she's like, what's your deal? Like, what's going on with you? And I kind of just, you know, told her, I'm like, you know, like weird stuff happens to me sometimes. I like feel like there's someone there and no one's there, but I know that someone's there. And she pretty much just confirmed. She said that I was followed. That was the word that she used, and I won't ever forget. She didn't say it was like a threatening situation, but she said I was being like followed. Like something was attached to me, basically.
And you've already had your thoughts before that.
Yeah, so I was probably like 15 or 16 at this time, and like weird stuff had been happening since I was like 12. So.
Like what?
The main thing that I had noticed and that has continued to happen is I lose things.
Oh, yeah, you were telling me about this actually recently.
Things will just vanish that are like, sometimes they're big, like items that are, I'm like, how have I lost this? And then they'll just pop up. Like, I get over it. I'm like, okay, whatever, it's gone. And then it'll show up somewhere random, like in plain sight to where I would have seen it before.
Like on the counter or something.
Yes, it'll be out, like in the middle of my coffee table, and it'll just like be there again. And I mean, at this point, I'm just like, okay, whatever, cool. Like, thanks for giving me my stuff back. But before, it would like scare me. I'd be like, where is my stuff? It'd freak me out.
I would be terrified, dude. Like, especially if you, like, vividly remember. This just happened, like, what, a couple weeks ago or something. I feel like you were telling me you felt like you left something on your counter. And then it was gone, and then you're like, that it was just right there.
It happens so much that I don't notice it anymore, and I don't know if that's what it is. Like, me saying, like, oh, stuff doesn't really happen anymore. I don't know if it's just that I'm, like, used to it at this point. But I would say the thing that was the most weird that happened, I was probably maybe around, like, 16, 17 years old, and I was sleeping in my bed. I didn't have like a frame or anything, so it was just like my box spring in my bed on the floor, and then I had an end table up next to the bed, and it was like in line with, like, everything lined up, so it was like at the edge of my bed, and I had a water bottle sitting there. I had been laying in my room, you know, for a decent amount of time. You know, when you're half asleep, half awake, like you're drifting to sleep.
Yep.
I was almost sleeping, and this water bottle just falls onto my bed off of the table. And I was like, okay, so I wake up, I roll over, I put it back up there. As I'm falling asleep again, it falls off again onto my bed. And there was a decent amount of water. It's not like it was the wind, it wasn't the fan, like it fell over for no reason, basically. And at that point, I just said, fuck it. I didn't roll over. I left it there. I was like, whatever, you want that water bottle there. Good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I just left it.
Well, I think what's super interesting, too, is when I think I'd, like, known about it, or... So, like, Sarah had this really weird thing about, like, sleeping at people's houses. Even if she'd made plans to, like, spend the night at someone's house, she wouldn't. Like,
I would rather go
something
home.
would come over her body, like, calling her to, like, come home. And I don't know how it kind of got down. I'm hoping that I'll, like, spark your memory with this.
Okay.
But you had said something about, like, it living in your room or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because it's, like, my space that it, like, is stronger there, you know what I mean? Like, there's more energy there or something, but, like, I didn't sleep in my room for, like, 2 months one time when I was a kid because I got scared. Like, I saw, like, a shadowy type figure thing in the mirror, like, in my peripheral vision, and I didn't want to sleep in there, so I know what you're talking about. There's definitely some type of, like... I think there's just a higher amount of energy in my room for some reason.
Whatchamacallit? I remember one time we went over to pick up your computer, and
I wasn't there. This was, remember, I was working.
Right.
I wasn't off work yet.
That's
so I asked
right.
Cody, I'm like, hey, can you go get me a change of clothes and get my stuff from my house? He had no knowledge of any of this, like, paranormal shit that had happened to me.
Yes, that's right. This is how I found out about it. So she's like, hey, come in. This is, like, the garage code. Go get my stuff from my room.
No one was there. No one was at my house.
So I was like, okay. So I go in. Everything's, like, fine. And, like, I walk in. And, like, I mean, everything's fine. Like, they have a giant-ass elk head, like, on the fucking wall. Like, her dad does.
Yeah, there's animals at my house.
And, like, I was just like, oh, what the fuck? But, like, not creeped out, not, like, weirded out about anything. Like, whatever. Everything just felt fine. And then I go in and I walk into Sarah's room to grab my shit. And then I just get this, like, terrible feeling come over me.
It's like anxiety.
Anxiety to the max. And just, like, get the fuck out of this room.
Yeah.
Like, get out of this house.
Get out.
Like, just gotta go. I need to go right now. So I just, like, grabbed the shit and dipped as fast as I could. I was like, okay, and I called Sarah instantly. I was like,
you're like,
dude,
what the fuck's up with your house?
I was just like, it was so quick. I was like, I walked into your room and then I instantly was like, I need to get out of this house right now.
It's like you can't move fast enough. Get it and get out.
And she was just like, okay, well, I have this thing that, like, follows me and I think it lives in my room. And I was like,
that was what sealed it for me.
fuck?
Because we had met, I mean, we were like, what, 16, 17 years old? So this was at, like, the peak of when I was, like, finding all this stuff out.
Oh, yeah. And I was just like, holy shit. But, like, I have so much shit. Like, I've always, I don't know. I don't think, like, anything's, like, following me or attached to me, but I definitely think I made my dad's house haunted.
You made it haunted?
Oh, fuck, yeah. Like, I opened something up there.
A portal.
Whoopsie. Yeah, probably.
You're doing Ouija boards and
Yep.
shit. Oh,
Yep,
God.
yep.
Well, you could not pay me enough to do a Ouija board.
I still would do it. Like, I feel
would
like
never
there's
do a Ouija
correct
board in my
ways to
life.
do it. You could, like, you have to just, like, follow the rules, be respectful,
No.
like, make sure, like, you actually say goodbye, make sure you close it. And I feel like I did that. I felt like I did all the right things. But what I actually think it was is I was, like, a kiddo. And the very first thing that I ever remember, like, paranormal or, like, unexplained happening to me, I had a couple friends in the neighborhood, and it was me, my brother, and then it was a kid my age, and then another kid my brother's age, and we would all hang out. Well, they had came over, and there was, like, a house that was, like, 2 doors down from mine, and the people there were, like, hoarders, for sure, because there was so much shit everywhere. But then they were like, oh, it's haunted, and I was like, oh, okay, well, like, maybe. So we go in, and I think, like, maybe it was, like, it had a very weird vibe to it, and also it was, like, a hoarder house. There was shit everywhere, and, like, all of a sudden it was just empty. Like, I don't really know exactly what happened in that house, but, like, There were people there, there wasn't, and then there's trash everywhere. So like, just a weird scenario. But I do remember going in, and it just like kind of felt like we were being watched by somebody, and like somebody was there. The house had the exact same layout as my house. It was the exact same floor plan, house like bedrooms, everything exact same. So I one thing I do vividly remember was there was like a set of dog bowls, and like one was filled with food, and we had like when you walk in through the back door, there's like a big archway to the left where like the living room is because you walk into the like living room from the back door, and then you can go through the archway to the left into like a giant like family room that also leads to like a hallway that leads down to the bedrooms and bathroom. And so where the two archways meet from the left side of the living room and then the wall to like the hallway, there's like a wall, like a little like small wall where like the kitchen is. I don't know if I explained that very well, but we passed the wall. And when we passed the wall and I was looking back into the family room, the dog food was like spilt over. And it was not spilt over before, and I don't really like know what happened. I didn't really say anything. And so we just kind of dipped. When we left back to my house, my driveway goes down a little bit, a little slant, and my neighbor's house has a wall that stays the same height from the top of the slant to the bottom. So like as the slant goes down, the wall looks bigger. So I was standing at the edge of that wall, like at the very end, so like at a pretty like tall wall, maybe like a foot off the ground from the sidewalk. And then there's a light post right next to me that's, if you're standing on the post and the light post, it's maybe a good like 3 feet away, not maybe like a foot away from you. Like a good distance. Something where you can just like hold on to it and like stand on the wall. I was standing there. We had grapefruit trees and orange trees in our backyard. Like, you have the whole driveway, the whole house, the whole backyard, and at the very edge of the backyard, there were orange trees and grapefruit trees. So I'm standing there just like kind of minding my own. My dad's there at the house, but he's sleeping. He's taking a nap at this time. And all of a sudden, like, I'm facing the street where my friends are. A grapefruit comes flying from the fucking backyard, hits the light post, and splits perfectly in half.
Oh my god.
Like, and I was standing on this wall, so it was like right by my head. Right by my head.
You with that grapefruit.
At first, I was like, okay, like I turned around and I was like, okay, well, maybe it was my dad. Like, I don't know, maybe like he was trying to fucking hit me in the head with a grapefruit. Like, I don't fucking know. Like,
that's more reasonable than a ghost.
Yeah, like, I don't know. It's just like, maybe he just wanted to fucking take me out. Like, I don't fucking know.
Tired of your shit.
Maybe. That, honestly, it made more sense. So I was just like, okay. So I run back, like, and I'm serious. Like, this shit happens to me, and I'm like, what the fuck? And everyone's looking at me, and I look back, and, like, the gate's not open, like, nothing's open or anything. So I run, like, to the backyard. I run out to the living room. My dad's not in the living room. I run all the way back into the bedroom, and my dad's in the bedroom, and I mean, he's, like, deep snoring. Like, not like a fake snore, you know? Like his real snores. So I was like, okay, this motherfucker's sleeping. So, like, who the fuck chucked this fucking grapefruit at me? Because it came at me, and it hit the post with enough force to, like, split it in half. And then ever since then, I had, like, kind of heard some weird shit in my house. And then, yeah, I got to the point where I got a Ouija board. Mm-hmm. And then I kept that shit in my closet. And so now it is, like...
Not the closet, man. That's how all scary movies start. Shit coming out of the closet with those double doors where they're like...
Well, so this is actually what's, like, really creepy is so... It's a 3-bedroom house. But there's 3 kids and my mom and dad. So we turned the family room, like, we split half of it in half. And turned, like, half of it into a bedroom. And that was my bedroom. And so that's the room that's, like, super uncomfortable. Because then when my sister moved out, I moved into my sister's room. And so that room just kind of became storage. And so, like, I'm not kidding. It was, like, the minute you open that door and walk in, you just have this terrible sense of, like, this ain't the place. And I always thought that I was just scared of the dark. I was like, I literally like told myself like, okay, I'm just an 18-year-old boy who's like fucking scared of the dark. Like that's totally like just what it is. Like, okay, I have to live with that. I'm a fucking scaredy cat. So, cause like I just felt like somebody was there all the time.
I
Like,
have to sleep with the light on. I'm gonna cut in. I do not sleep in the full darkness. I can't do it.
well, I always have my
to be
TV
able-
on.
That's what I mean. I have to have some type of like lighting. It can't just be dark, and it can't be static noise. Like I have to have some type of like a fan sound or something. I can't
Like something
do
going.
the silence. It's too intense.
Well, that's the thing that was always freaked me out. It's like I'd be like, I just felt like something was always there, and like a lot of times it was always like, okay, you need to like hurry up to your room, like quick, like get there. And so it was just like this really weird feeling. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just being paranoid. Then I moved out into my own apartment, and it was like not, that feeling was not there. Like I would be able to walk around in there like with no lights on, and I was just like, this is fine. Like it was a real feeling. And now it's like I go to my parents' house or my dad's house.
It's still there.
It's still there. Yeah. So I'm like, ooh.
I do not go into my old room when I go. Like I was just at my dad's house. I don't go in there.
It's scary. It really is scary, man. Like some really fucked up shit can happen, and I feel bad, and I'm like, I feel like that was my fault, and like I definitely did that shit. My bad, but I don't live there anymore. Thank God.
I just wonder, like,
not for me.
People
no thanks.
that like fuck around with that type of stuff, like hardcore. I'm like, what's happening to them? Like, you weren't really doing anything crazy, and that happened to you. You know what I mean?
Well, that just kind of makes me think, too, is, like, what's actually real? Or, like, are some of these stories that we get told in, like, movies and stuff actually real?
Yes.
Like, and they're just trying to fabricate it as, like, fiction?
Yeah.
It really makes you wonder. To kind of, like, lighten it up here, because I feel like it's kind of gotten a little spooky. Little spooky-ooky. One thing that, oh my God, I thought this was so funny, and this is something I actually really want to do, and I don't know if it makes me a bad person. I don't care. A lot of people make their personal events on Facebook private or public.
What do you mean?
So, like, you know how somebody makes an event and they invite you on Facebook, and it's usually like their birthday or something, and they're like, hey, come to my birthday, RSVP, and it's usually private, you know, because it's only the people like in their family or their friends. Some people will make pretty like private events, public events on Facebook.
Okay.
So all of this information is just out there for you to see, and see that there's a big party happening.
Yeah, this is the time, this is the place.
Weddings. People will put their weddings on Facebook events. I've seen so many. And let me tell you, dude, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to be a wedding crasher. Like, can we please go onto Facebook, Facebook events?
Will they notice, though?
It's
like,
a wedding, man. We could definitely
like, as long as we were dressed nice.
Oh, we could definitely just dress up nice, make small talk, and, like, just meet people. And people just meet people at weddings all the time, dude. We could totally just blend in to the background. For fucking sure. We just, like, would have to avoid maybe the bride and the groom.
The direct family, probably.
Not even, like, the direct family. I just think, like, the bride and the groom. Think about, like, the bride and the groom are going to bring all of their friends and, like...
The friends' friends.
Yeah, maybe, the friends' friends.
Like, if you get a +1 or whatever.
Yeah, dude. Like, you could just be here for, like, so many fucking reasons. But I would just say, like... I think we totally could. So and how much would it be fun to go to, like, an open bar, free food... Ooh.
We're like, congratulations, Tammy! Like, just at this open bar.
Yes.
Celebrating with some random ass people.
But I've seen so much more. I've seen, like, birthday parties, block parties, people doing, like, random events, places. Like,
so you're trying to crash these events.
Let's go crash them. Like, if they're going to make them public on Facebook, then they're public, right?
Once a month,
it doesn't say private. It just says public event on Facebook. And I am the public. You are the public.
Can we do that?
Dude, I want to try.
I'm so down to try to do that. Maybe we shouldn't start with the wedding.
I think we should. Just dive in.
Just go in.
They got good food, man. We could get, like, chicken or, like, salmon. Salmon or steak.
I'm just about the open bar. I'm like, I don't even care about the food.
The free drinks.
I just want the open bar.
What if we get some, like, good wedding and they got, like, a open bar and a bud bar? Could you imagine?
Yes.
That would be sick. I would want that at my wedding if I get married.
Oh my god, yes. Have like a cannabis station.
Right? Everyone gotta like
Got like drinks and shit too. Edibles.
infused
Yes.
drinks, like treats. I would do like probably.
I would
probably
do a
like
drink. Like an infused type of cocktail, like just one for that section.
Yeah.
And then maybe some treats.
See, I'm like, you gotta do treats.
Yeah.
But the courses, no. Because
No,
not everybody
regular
wants to be
food.
high. Yeah. You
Regular
still need
food.
regular treats, regular
Regular
drinks,
drinks.
regular food. Like, you can't force everybody into that shit. But if somebody wants to partake, we'll come into this
I have
section.
thought about doing that to the ladies at my work. Bringing in edibles and like pretending that they're just candy and putting them out and like seeing what happens. The people that I work with are like 50 plus.
That would be so awesome, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It would be
Like,
so
think about
funny.
it. That would be the funniest shit. But you would get in so much trouble. The only person that I think wouldn't like get mad at you would be Tina.
Tina would be so down for it.
Tina would. She'd probably like act mad and then text you later and be like, "Girl, that was the best day at work ever."
She'd be like, "What are these edibles? Okay, you got more?" Like she'd ask for
Where can I
more.
get these? I want to go kind of like get some edibles. It's been a while since like I've just had edibles.
I used to get the Wana brand gummies. Those
Mm-hmm.
are my favorite. They have the least. You know how they all kind of have that aftertaste. You know what I'm talking about?
I know what you're talking about.
These do not have that. I don't dislike the aftertaste,
I don't know if I believe you.
but they're really good. The blueberry ones are my favorite.
I really like to shout out to local dispensary Yilo's.
That's where I got them, I think, the first time.
Yilo's Superstore, man. It's like a giant grocery store for edibles. They have so many edibles.
One of the biggest selections I've seen.
Oh
here.
my god, it's crazy. I got like a coffee and like a 4-pack of different brownies, and then I got like some gummies. They have like lollipops, they got marshmallows, they got anything that you can think of. And I'm just like, I wish it wasn't 11 o'clock, because I'm like, can we go get some? One, treats sound amazing. I want treats. Like, now it's treat time, and when we're finishing this off,
Yeah, if
we
it
gon'
was the weekend,
get some treats.
They might be open, but it's too late now.
Okay, one little thing before we get into our would you rather section. Is it a law or something that dispensaries have to close at 10 in Arizona? Because if it isn't, why isn't any dispensary open past 10? Because they are missing out on so much money.
They should be open 24 hours. If they're
At
trying
least
to maximize,
one. At least one.
Yes. Or at least be open till midnight. I feel like midnight should be the cutoff.
That's actually a really good cutoff. Like, think about it. How many times is it like 11:45 and you need weed and you smoked your last blunt and you thought you'd be asleep by now, but you're not. You're not. Because that's where I get to. All the time. There's the other night, I was out hanging with my friend, and he got really tired quick. And so I was like, okay, like, no worries, I'm heading home. And it just kind of felt like, it was one of those nights where it was super early, but it felt super late. So I get home, and I look at the clock, and it said, like, 9 o'clock.
Oh my God.
And I was like, oh, fuck, my clock's broken. Like, I don't know why it reset, but, like, it's broken. I was like, dude, it's got to be, like, 11:30 midnight, like, maybe 1, you know? I was like, it's got to be late. So I was like, that shit's fucked up. So I sat there for a second, and I was like, no. It's just super early. It was an early night. Take my ass right to the dispensary, like, right away. I was like, I got 1 hour. And I was like, damn, I wish you didn't have to rush like that.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that
want there
happens
to
way
be,
too early.
If we're going to be talking about the future, there needs to be a delivery system. Like how you can order a pizza. I want to be able to order weed to my house, to my front door.
They do that.
They do.
Yeah, but it costs a fucking arm and a leg.
See, that's what I'm talking. I feel like it's still newer. I'm like, it needs to become like a regular thing so that it can be cheaper.
I wish, like, if they do, that'd be awesome. But yeah, you can get your weed delivered, but
I know
it's just
like a
super
few
expensive.
places where like I've seen it, but I haven't seen it like extensively, and no one that I know does that.
I know that there was I never really looked into it, but there was like a place where you can order through, and I think they could like go to dispensaries and get exactly what you want and then take it to you. but it wasn't like you were making it through a certain dispensary. It was like a third party thing that like
Yeah.
got them and then went to the
Yeah.
dispensaries and then went picked your shit up. But one, it took forever. It cost a fucking fuck ton, and then it just wasn't worth it. Like you could just go get your weed, spend a lot less, and get it faster.
I do like the pickup feature.
The pickup's nice.
I pre-order every time I go. I walk in. Also, usually when I go, I'm baked as fuck. So I'm like, I can't just sit there and like make a decision. If you know me, you know that I'm like indecisive as fuck. So being able to do it at home and just be able to walk in and get it and not have to sit there for like 10 minutes and try to think about what I want, it's the best.
Yeah, you get your own time to sit, think, look into. You don't feel rushed. I am always trying to like get in and out when I'm there too anyways. Like I'm not trying to hold the blinds. I'm not trying to be that person. Like give me my shit and let me get the fuck out of here. Like toodaloos. It shouldn't take me that long.
Yeah.
But when it's like pickup, man, you're just sitting there, you're taking your time, and then when it's ready, you walk in and it's just like, here's my money, bye. Like it's just quick and easy, and we all like quick and easy. Wink, wink.
All right, let's get into these would you rathers.
Would you rather questions? Ooh, hopefully one day I'll learn how to like throw in like a maybe like a tight, like a sequence, like a whoosh,
Oh,
or like a
okay.
little like sound in between to like kind of signal that we're going to something else. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about.
And if we're gonna start doing this, that could be our little ending.
Yeah,
sound,
you know, like something fun. All right, getting into these questions, I have them all in random order. They're not in any specific
There's no rhyme or
order.
reason. They're just questions.
We just going down. Would you rather be too hot or too cold?
I would rather be too cold. One, because we live in the devil's asshole and it's so hot here in Arizona. But two, because you can put clothes on if you're too cold. Like you can't be more naked.
That's what I've always
you know what I
said.
mean?
I will always be too cold because that's what I've always said. I was like, you can get butt ass naked and still be hot, but you could eventually put on enough layers where you're warm
Or do
and
like
you don't
jumping
feel
jacks,
anything.
literally anything. Like get up your, inner fire.
Yeah. All right, next one.
Would you rather drowned or be burned alive?
I feel like I would rather drown.
Okay, interesting. We're opposite.
I don't know. I feel like the pain of like suffocating would be less,
I feel
and
like
you
it
would
would
kind of
last
drift
longer.
off. Versus, dude, think about
Like I feel like if you're
think
getting,
about burn victims. A lot of people like survive serious burn. So like it would seriously have to like melt through all of
No,
your entire
we're, like-
skin, through your organ, like through your muscle, and then like eventually burn down.
I
Like,
guess.
your
Okay,
shit.
I guess I wouldn't want to be like lit on fire. I'm thinking
That's what
about
I'm
if
thinking
you're,
is,
like
like-
if you like jumped into a volcano and you just like burned to death, but that's not feasible.
Oh no, I'm thinking like,
you get lit
we
on
lit
fire.
your ass on fire. Like that one
The
episode
episode
of
we just
Supernatural
watched.
we just watched where that lady douses herself in gasoline and then just lights her ass on fire. That's what I'm thinking about.
I would still. That's more dramatic than drowning. I would still pick that.
You'd go for the dramatics.
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
like, y'all have to watch me do this.
I don't know, man. I feel like, well, because think about it. There's a lot of people. Well, I mean, it's just in movies. I'm not going to say like a lot of people do this because it's happened in
Yeah,
movies.
movies.
And that's obviously true every single time. It's only facts in movies, never fiction. But like, you see them in movies and like the people just kind of give up and they close their eyes and drift away and die.
No.
And I'm like, is it just like,
No, you
You're
would
just like,
be
okay, whatever, bye.
scrambling in the water, like gasping, looking like a crazy person, I feel.
but then you just accept it and you're like, all right, I'm drifting off to sleep. And then you just float away. At least
don't
like
know.
not every inch of my body is burning flames on fire.
But you're gonna die anyway.
But why should I be in severe pain my
Just
last
adds
time?
a little bit of spice to it.
I guess. Would you rather smoke? Would you rather never be able to smoke or drink ever again?
I would never drink again if I could pick one. Like we're talking about you physically can't. Like you will like die or something if you did.
Yeah, if you like, let's say you picked smoking, if you ever like picked up a bottle, like somebody'd come in and like shoot your fucking head off.
Yeah. I'd rather smoke.
I'd rather smoke too. I don't know, like I like drinking, I like going out having a good time.
It's fun
but
every once in a while, but I smoke daily.
yeah, I like doing that shit. It makes me just have a good time with all my friends. We just chill out, have some fun. Drinking is a great time. I love going out, getting rowdy, but then you feel like shit every day. You feel like shit the next morning.
And what do you do the next morning? You smoke a fatty and then you feel better.
Yeah, and then, yeah, that one's easy one. All right, here's...
Oh, I have to read this one. Okay, we're going back and forth. Would you rather shit on someone or have someone shit on you?
I'd rather shit on someone. That one's an easy one.
Same. I'm like, is it for
Dude.
money? Like, what is the scenario?
Oh, yeah. Like, I that's what... Listen, fuck the scenario. Right now, you are just, like...
No, I'd rather shit on somebody.
Squatting down over someone's chest.
Okay.
Or someone's going to squat down over your chest. That's all you know. You wake up from a coma and this is just happening.
No, we're not doing that.
Yeah, no, I would way rather shit on someone because, like...
Shit it on them.
At least it's not on me, and it's just like I can just pretend like I'm squatting in the woods or some shit, you know? Like wherever it lands, that's not on me, you know? Like that's whatever.
Yeah, they position themselves. Like if you could have moved.
Like if you have the shit on you, then it's like on you and you gotta like plop it
See,
off,
like,
and then
what
there's
type of
residue
shit are we
laid,
talking about? Is it
and
like
then it's
explosive. Like what's going on?
and it's not even yours,
Yeah.
So, well, okay, next one. That one's gross.
Yeah.
Would you rather have sex with someone with really bad BO or really bad breath?
I'm gonna go with BO because I feel like that's an easier like correction. Like, you know what I mean? Like maybe they just like worked out or something. Like bad breath is like you're not brushing your teeth and your mouth is gross. You know what I mean?
I would do... Oh, no, I'm thinking the same thing. Like, I would do BO too. But I'm thinking, like...
Or does their breath just smell bad because they, like, ate garlic? Like, what are we talking? They got, like, gum disease? Or...
No, so, like, let's just say, like... I don't know, someone just, like, fucking worked out a bunch, went to the sauna, went and did their construction job.
I would pick the BO. I'm like, we're gonna...
And then came home and was like, we're gonna fuck. Yeah. And then this other guy, like, I don't know, went 3 days without brushing his teeth. He forgot.
No, that's gross. I'd pick the BO.
I would pick the BO, too. Because, like what you said, we're gonna get, like, hot and sweaty anyways. And, like, I don't know, we can position ourselves where you're away from my fucking face. But, like, if we're having sex and, like, the face is there, like,
or like just
how are you gonna like?
Part,
yeah,
like
that's
what
I'm like.
Huffing all this nasty breath on me.
Yucky. I would pick the same one. Okay. Ooh, I'm glad we're in the. We should like get a little like counter going, you know?
Well, and see, I was hoping that we would have a couple that I feel like we agree on most things. So I'm like, let's pick some that we don't agree on. Where are we at?
Right here.
Would you rather never have to pee again, or never have to shit again?
Okay, so this one's interesting. Because honestly, I genuinely feel like there's something therapeutic about pooping.
I love pooping. It's great. It's a nice way to start the day, end the day. It doesn't matter what time. You're just like, let's get it out.
See, and that's what I'm saying. And like, I think about it too, like at work. You can go take, like, a poop break, and you get, like, an extra 5-minute break.
You're getting paid to shit?
Yeah, man. Like, no one's going to tell you can't poop, and that shit takes time. So then you get, like, an extra little break. And then, like, like, in the morning time, you're going to want to, like, it's nice to, like, wake up, sit on the toilet, get that good poop out, and then scroll TikTok, scroll YouTube, watch a video or two, Twitter, like scroll everything, get caught up. It's that like moment to get caught up during your poop time. And if you just pee every time, like that's just so quick. And I also think about like when you have to shit, it's like, oh, gotta poop. And then sometimes it's like, oh fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But a lot of times, like when you have to pee, like that shit's painful. It's like, fuck, I gotta pee.
See, and my answer is twofold because it's way more convenient to pee as a man than to pee as a woman. Like,
That's true.
I'm wearing a romper right now. I have to be naked in the bathroom to pee right now. Like,
You
I have to
get, like,
take off.
fully
I have to
undressed.
take off my outfit and pee.
Hey,
Like,
I mean,
you could just whip it out on the side of the road. You could pee out the car. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at. You could just pee.
well, if I decided to get into a fucking diaper made for adults, I would have to do the same thing too.
I'm basically wearing a onesie.
Yeah, you chose this. You put yourself into this. If you decided to wear normal pants, that would not be an issue. Don't put that on me.
No, but
and
like
my
I
penis.
still have to sit down. Like, you get to stand up. Like, let's talk about like toilet hygiene. I have to put my ass cheeks on a nasty public toilet if I have to pee or
Did
poop.
you know that apparently a public toilet seat is a lot cleaner than like a doorknob, a public doorknob?
I believe it.
Think about it,
but
because
it's like
you
different
get-
type of stuff that's on it. Like the doorknob is just like hand germs. Like the toilet is like booty germs.
But like, think about it. Think about this though, because like I mean, it's gross, but you get in the shower, you clean your ass, you put your underwears on, put your pants on, and your clean ass is covered all day, and then you put your clean ass on a clean toilet seat.
I mean,
That's
if you're
supposedly
sitting
clean.
there and doing
'Cause
nothing, like you're telling me you don't get swamp ass sometimes, or like it's not sweaty down there.
I mean, sometimes I get sweaty cheeks.
That's what I mean.
You get sweaty cheeks, but then you get sweaty hands, you get sweaty palms, you get...
Okay, people wash their hands way more than they wash their ass.
You ain't washing your ass all day?
No, I don't take.
I mean,
a
not
shit,
all
and then
day.
I put my cheeks up in the sink and I turn the water on and I get that little like.
You ain't getting that bidet
the
action?
sprayer. Oh my! I would do a bidet. I've only did it once and it kind of freaked me out.
You've actually done one? I've never
Yeah.
done one.
I
I want
was
to try
too
it.
much of a baby. I like barely pressed it to where it like started shooting up the water and then it touched me and I was like woo, and then I got off.
I would try it. I mean, like, I douche my booty hole, so
All right.
I feel like it would be the same. Clean. All right, next one. Would you rather always forget who you are or always forget who everyone else is?
I feel like there's pros and cons to both. I feel like I would rather forget who other people are because then I could just meet new people and I would at least still know who I was.
That's what I was thinking, the same thing. And I feel like eventually you would catch on. You're like, well, I know myself. I know who I am. And I know I'm forgetting people every single day. Like, why can't I remember anybody?
Yeah, and it's not like you would have to be like telling me who I am all the time. I'm like, who? Like,
See,
what's
that
going
would
on?
piss me off.
See,
I would
be annoying.
hate that. I
It
would
be
hate
annoying.
waking up and being like, who the fuck am I? Where the fuck am I? What's
Yeah.
going on? At least I'd be like, okay, I don't fucking know anybody. Like, who the
Mm-hmm.
fuck are all these people?
Yeah, and I mean, there's ways around it. Like, I could put like, you have pictures up. I have like a picture of you. I'm like, okay, this is Cody. And then I wake up. I'm like, oh, okay, these are my people.
Yeah, you like set yourself
Yeah.
up. Like, these are my people. These are people I fucking hate. These are like, you.
Imagine someone comes in and just fucks with everything, like switches it all around.
Yo, could you imagine? And like one day, it's like drunk Sarah. Like it's like one day she just comes out to fucking kill me. She like someone leaves a note for Sarah on the side that's like, you're gonna go out and murder Cody Shantz, and she's just like, oh my god, who is this? Oh, I gotta murder him, and it's like a fucking
Oh, I must have
Terminator.
wrote myself this note. Let's go. It's funny.
Last one.
Last question. Would you rather be completely sober your whole life or show up to your kid's graduation completely pissed?
Drunk.
I'm assuming drunk.
Yeah,
So sober your whole life or drunk at your child's graduation?
I'm showing up drunk at my kid's graduation.
For real. I'm like, is this even a question?
Because here's the thing, too. And it's like, it's one day. And also, like, I'm going to be a dope-ass parent.
I'd be supportive
and I'm
as
not,
fuck.
That's the thing. I'm not, like, a mean or, like, an embarrassing, like, drunk person. So, like, if anything, like, my kid and we're going to be cool. And he's, like, graduating. So, I'm like, you're 18. Like, you're going to go
I
get
would
fucked
have
up
one of
tonight
those
anyways.
horns, and I would be up in the stands.
Yeah, so I would just be like the drunk fun parent, like having a bomb ass time, just
Yeah.
being lit, like making sure that everyone else is lit and like making the most noise, and I like it would just be fun, and they would have a great ass time. They'd be like, "Wow,
It'd be
that's
a
my
good
dad."
time. And even if you got kicked out,
Who
can
the
you
fuck
say
cares?
You got kicked out of your kid's graduation? No.
Because you were like
Because you're sober. and you
being
hate
so
yourself?
tight. Yeah,
No.
I totally would, and especially for one day, like Okay, one day I'm getting fucked up and I'm going to my kid's graduation
For like 2 hours. Like it's not like it's
for a
even the
couple
whole
hours,
day.
and then I'm gonna be like, okay, son or daughter, or go fucking go get drunk. Your turn.
Be like,
Like it's your
okay.
graduation night. Go get fucked up.
Yeah, be like,
Peace
here's
out.
the car. I'm gonna get an Uber. Have a good night.
I'm like, here are the desert directions that I went to on my graduation night and got fucked up at. Like, have fun. This is what we do. This is what happens. Like,
Yeah,
obviously
welcome.
it's tradition, so I'm like, it's go do your thing. Like that's I don't know. I feel like that's for people who are like, oh, gas, you drink. Oh my god. It's like, what the fuck? Of course I do. Do you not see how shitty the world
If you're
is?
going through life sober,
Good for you,
I
but
mean,
like,
I feel bad for you because you're probably stressed out. You probably got fucking problems. I got problems, but
I
I
got problems.
do substances to dull that. It's good. It's great.
You gotta at least have your balance though. I'm like, don't be doing no like substance abuse over here.
No, not abuse.
You gotta
I'm
make sure
just
you know
saying
when to stop.
we're using in a healthy way. Okay, it's
All
probably
right,
not healthy,
with
but whatever.
that, we shall end it there. Thank you so much for tuning in again to another episode. Make sure to check out That's Whack tomorrow with Sim for our 10th episode. She finally comes back, and I am so excited about that. And
We'll see you guys next week.
we will see you next week. Adios.
Bye. Cool.
Good job, dude. Hour and 12 minutes, too.
That was a good one.
I have a lot of fun doing ours. Ours are a really good time.
It's because it's like there's not like pressure on it. Like I feel like you have stuff that you like for sure 100% like need to talk about with Sim, and then ours is just kind of like woo.
Yeah, and we have different chemistry, too.
That's true. Well, I mean, I don't know how you guys are. I literally only met Sim that one time, but
Yeah, it's different.
I'm different.
Like, I wouldn't be
feel like-
mad if we had to turn this into That's Whack. You know what I'm saying? Oh, fuck.
I feel like, can you cut out that part where we were like awkwardly silent at the beginning, where you had like bumped something and I wasn't talking? You know what I'm talking about? There was like that
I know what you're
huge
talking
silence.
about.
I mean, like, it doesn't matter if it's in there, but I feel like if we can
Oh, fuck. Stop recording.